Mr. Himanshu Desai, uh, I would like to first clarify to you why we are doing this video. Today, as we speak, it is the third month of the COVID-19 crisis around the globe. Just to put on record that what has prompted us to take this exceptional measure. And you and I were very happy as academics, writing and doing our research project, academic project, teaching. You are into music and our ordinary ways of life. And so what has prompted is these two academics and cultural, primarily we are cultural thinkers, to come to the YouTube and share this video. So I just want to tell you that the plan that I have is this whole video conversation is planned as a form of diary. You know, the only difference is that this diary, this video diary, is being written by two individuals. It is a collaborative project in that sense, and we just want to be testimony to what is happening in India and around the world in this coronavirus crisis. And you know very well, as we speak, there are riots. The news of riots are coming from United States. There is a black and white problem again emerging over there. There is shooting going on, arson going on. There is a curfew going on. In India right now, the situation is not that worse as we speak, because you and I are very happy, you know, speaking English with modern education system and air conditioning working around the clock in the summer heat. And your air condition is not working, but but we are very happy to be recording this video. But there are millions of uncounted really, migrant laborers whose images we are watching on the television like mute observers, silent spectator, and you know, and every government is promising that they are doing so much, and it's like the doctor claiming that the operation was successful, but the patient died. It's not my problem, you know. So this is the situation that we are in. We also know that there is some kind of censorship is also going on, and as we speak, we are careful that we should not be on the bad side of the law, because you also know that that there is an operation going on to muzzle and silence those voices that question the operations of the government, not only in India. It's there happening in every country to some extent or the other. But the problem in India is little worse than in other countries. And so it is a right context for somebody who has got a brain here, a mind here, a conscience here. You know, it's impossible for us not to be thinking about this. And when we speak, whom do we speak? We are in lockdown. You go outside, it's not very safe. So whom do you talk to? So I'm choosing you as my friend to kind of learn what are your views and what is your response to these migrant laborers, you know, who walk thousands of kilometers across India to reach their home state. Why did they do so?
Thank you and good morning, Dr. Singh. Um, it is dumbfounding. In other words, there is nothing you can say. And I have been scratching my head to find instances in history of mankind where people have been forced to walk for such long distances, not because of choice, but because of dire necessity. People may have been used to walking long distances in the distant past, but they did not have trains and planes and automobiles and such things. And they walked out of their need to find better pastures to grow food or hunt animals. But they were looking for something. Here, migrants are not looking for anything except food or water or their homeland, their own house, their own family. So, that said, India is such a vast country, and there are, I don't know how many people, in India, and it's such a large population. I have often been thinking, can there be a real government in a vast peninsula which basically runs on community? Okay, our lifestyle for centuries has been defined by the communities we live in. Okay? And to be honest, no government has any power in such a big population. The power is only superficial and superficial. The power has always been with people because they feed each other. They help each other uh, whenever there is time of dire need. And in this crisis, we have seen that villagers have and mukhya of village and farmers, independent farmers have from their own pocket spent vast amount of money just to bring food to the uh, highway or the railway track or wherever migrants were walking.
But you know what, Himanshu, the government is saying that they did so much for the farmers, arranged food and given some kind of budget was announced for them, some food and money was announced for them, and so why still they took to the road, long journey, thousands of
They
kilometers.
they did lots of things on paper, but food is served on a plate, not on paper. You know, that is a big disease. We not only India. I don't want to be critical of anyone, but all across the world, unfortunately, government runs on protocol, and protocol is a double-edged sword. Although it is protocol is established for the good of everybody, but it makes any kind of action tedious and slow. And that is, I feel, this is very much happened in India, and it is happening as we speak. As for um, as for the migrants, now you may remember that I had mentioned uh, Karl Marx's 1844 manuscript. I want to remember that if I can in this in response and in relation to Indian migrant crisis. Now, one thing before even I go to Karl Marx, and again I want to repeat my disclaimer that I'm not a Marxist, but I'm forced to study Marx in this period because our so-called proletariat or our blue-collar brothers and sisters are in trouble at this time. Nobody has defined the blue-collar workforce better than Karl Marx. He has literally identified who they are in a kind of a capitalist, uh, capitalist structure. Now, there are four. I want to quickly just, I cannot go into detail, but quickly just touch upon the notion of ideation in the 1844 manuscript of Karl Marx. It's also known as Paris. Some people call it Paris manuscript. Anyways, that's besides the point. You can check on Wikipedia, whatever. But he talks of alienation of people, workforce, how workforce is alienated. And here's, I spoke briefly on only one kind of alienation, but Karl Marx said there are four kinds of alienation. One is alienation from product. The very product you make in the factory. You don't have the purchasing power to buy it and take the benefit of it. And then you see it being used by bourgeois and upper class, and then it 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 alienates you already from a certain class of people, and then you are always thinking, when will I come to that class? And then you aim to earn money so that you can buy that, whatever it is. That is one. That is alienation from product. Number two, it's alienation from productivity. In a country where few people are getting deserved education, their own ingenuity, their own creativity, their own capacity is not fully understood by the time they grow up. And because of economic factors, many migrants, they end up in factory jobs or industrial jobs. However, who is to say that they have no better potential than being a bricklayer or something? A bricklayer can be a great singer, can be a great violinist or whatever. He can be a artist, painter, he can be anything. He could have been a sportsman. But the economic conditions inhibit their productivity before they even know it.
So
That's number two.
are you saying that somewhere or the other, a capitalism and a capitalist mindset, capitalist systems are to be blamed for this plight?
Well, I'm not pointing blame, but of course, if you look at the great thinkers of today's time, especially progressive thinkers and philosophers like Slavoj Žižek from Slovenia, or Yanis Varoufakis, or Noam Chomsky, or there are many, many. I cannot lay down a laundry list. There are many great thinkers today who are collectively thinking about what they are calling a late stage of capitalism. They are calling a late stage of capitalism, and they are arguing that we have entered a late stage of capitalism because our capitalist model has been so fulfilled that there is no more fulfillment left in a capitalist ideology. With all these expensive cars and planes and whatever we have created, or expensive items or material consumables, we have literally reached a kind of a Baroque era of materialism. After Renaissance came a Baroque, which became too gaudy and it became too clean. It became very jarringly beautiful. Not beautiful, but very, ugliness of peak beauty we can see. So capitalism has become today such a polished turd. Turd, is a slang for shit. Such a top polished turd that it is a golden shit that we have. It is a shit made of gold. Because today, coming from 100 years ago, industrial revolution, and today, even the population of the earth has outgrown all predictions. And okay, now there are so many people that the gap between the few and the many is become immense, like immeasurable. Okay, let me quickly finish the other two kinds of alienation which Karl Marx talked about. So I said one was alienation from product, another alienation from productivity. Third one, which Karl Marx said, alienation from species essence. In plain terms, what is the essence of being a human being? You get alienated from a simple essence of being a human. And in our Indian constitution, they have written something called the right to live, and that could be somewhat allegorical to what we call as species essence. And what is the right to live in our constitution? You must have food, you must have a place to stay, you must have clothing, and you must have the ability to work, blah blah blah. You should have ability to earn some money, but and you should have also ability to have some free time for joy and entertainment with your family. I ask you, how much of our entertainment is even affordable by laborers?
They have 1,000 rupees Geo phone in which they can see some entertainment, and that's all they must get, nothing more they should expect in this country that do not belong.
They cannot they cannot even go to cinema hall with the family. It
They
will
are
cost
the
1,000
aliens.
rupees.
They are the aliens.
Yes, alienated. No, now last number 4 of alienation. The number 4th point is alienation from human beings themselves. And what it says, the alienation from human beings. It is not us who make them feel that they are subhuman. They themselves feel they are subhuman because they don't even have a right to live like a normal human.
Like the slave in the Egyptian period.
Yes, or a screw in a machine. A worker becomes a screw in a machine because all his life he's only playing a small part in a giant machine.
Do you think? Would you say that we have now been exposed to a new form of slavery, to recognize that there's a new form of slavery, where these people have been enslaved by the corporate giants and the governments?
I have extensively read the history of American slave trade. Okay, it started from 1709, and I believe slavery has not.
Pardon me. Pardon me. There is something in your. I saw something on your T-shirt. I saw
Yes,
a word
I will.
I saw a word barbad in Hindi. Please show me what is that written on your T-shirt.
Yeah, here is my T-shirt, and my T-shirt says only simple thing. And I will say
बर्बाद
in Hindi.
गुलिस्तां करने को बस एक ही उल्लू काफी है, हर काठ पे उल्लू बैठा है, अंजाम गुलिस्तां क्या होगा? Why are you wearing that? Why are you wearing this T-shirt?
Okay, I am wearing this T-shirt because it's a constant reminder that I must not become an ullu. Okay, and I must not join all the ullus that are flying around. I better not participate in society and stay away from everyone else than to become than to party in a also this is let me just this is something my father told me when I was child, and he made me memorize it, and he said always remember it, never forget it. He has died many years ago, and this is nobody knows who has originally written it, but if you go to North India, Delhi, where I was brought up, Delhi, UP, Bihar, everyone knows what this is. And let us say in English, like I think for the English people, it's a barbad gulista karne ko bas ek hi ullu kafi hai. Means to ruin a garden, just one owl is enough. But if there is an owl on every branch, what will happen to the garden? To me, this is a critique on our sense of entitlement. We come to a position and we feel that we are entitled. And the moment we have a sense of entitlement, like I'm a professor and I can teach you, we become an owl, an ullu. So it is a reminder to me to remain modest and honest and not be a part of the greater ullu community with people who are entitled. I want to say something about these things.
Yeah,
there are two
I've got last 1 minute, so we will wind off after your final conclusion.
I want to say that there are two words which are extremely cancerous. One is leader. What is the guarantee a political or a cultural or historical leader is going to lead us, and where is he going to lead us?
This is
Who is a leader?
This is like Hieronymus Bosch. The blind leads the way.
Exactly. And the other word I have a problem with is expert. Who is an expert on what? Today, this word has been bastardized so much that every person who can wear a coat or tie, which I like to call corporate burqa, is claims to be an expert. You know. So anyway, this is like it is all time down.
Are you saying that the experts, the expertise have been bought over?
Expertise has become a commercial commodity. You can buy it. You just do an online course and then you can claim to be an expert. You know. And one thing I want to also close, I want to close now. I have talked enough. I want to say one thing, that people who are running governments and people who are in great positions of power and who have the power to make things better for everyone, I want to say one thing, that whether it is minister or MLA or whatever, they must remember they are public servants, means servants. We have, they will call themselves MLA and MP and leader of, but they forget they are servants.
Well, Himanshu, I beg to disagree with you. They are the masters of today.
But that is the philosophical vacuum which we are talking about.
They are the masters of our fate, your fate and my fate.
That is an empirical thought that we have, you know, in this modern time, if you are claiming to be a master, you are an empiricist, not a democrat. You know, what, you know, I think that is what philosophical vacuum we were talking about. Because that philosophical vacuum is there, our definitions are blurred.
Thank you, Himanshu, for your thoughts. And tomorrow we shall meet again with a new question, which can lead us to think in a free and fair way. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you.